Hey guys, welcome back. Now we are going to continue our NQ backtest. But first of all, I want to let you all know that I am starting a new evaluation this Monday, and right now I'm taking this weekend to just kind of test everything and yeah, see if we can make any final refinements. But this backtest has been going a little bit better. This is NQ 2023, so it's still not favorable for what I like to see. But if you can pull out 50, 60% in less than half a year, then you're golden, right? Per asset too. So win rate is significantly lower than what I like to see. So if anything, I'm gonna make sure that I am breaking even whenever I'm supposed to. Because yeah, this equity curve is a lot more like steppy, steps.
Yeah.
So something about this is looking just a little bit abnormal. So I'll go in and do some more testing on it. But yeah, I think we're gonna have a good couple of days of just back testing 12 hours a day. Why not?
Why
So,
yeah, why not?
right. Uh, we'll kind of restart 4 hour, good, hourly, good, 20-minute, very low. So gonna wait for red news to play out. Waiting for red news to play out, 7:20. So 4 hours very clean, hourly is very clean, 20-minute. Here, let me adjust this. 20-minute is also very clean, so you have a potential buy stop right over this high. Once again, we're very extended, but I do take these entries. I think they're very, very profitable in the long run. We have like a 26 ATR. I'm wondering if I can make this ATR value larger. So I want to see if I can add like an ATR. Something where it makes this a lot bigger.
I think you gotta maybe adjust like the line because I think it's based on like type of EMA. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I've just seen it in the indicator one time.
Yeah. So I gotta remove these. Um, yeah, I just want to make this text larger. I don't really care about the line. You see what I mean?
Oh, you want to make the text larger? I thought you wanted like larger ATR values.
No.
Yeah, that I don't know if you could change the font in the settings.
Yeah, I don't think so. We'll leave it as is. It's just very tiny on my. I have a giant screen, so it's kind of
Oh,
small.
okay.
Okay, immediate loss. January. Is this June? No, June. I just want to double check. Okay, that's weird. Says there's no red news, but clearly there was. So I want to go take a peek at this other platform. Was it you that told me about this one?
I don't think so. I think it was mentioned by someone else.
Yeah. So I just want to set this up. We said June 23, June 2nd, I believe. So clearly there was red news. So I just kind of have to go off of both of them. Oh, right. 6:30. So that will put us at 7:30. So red news, clearly. Um, this thing is always off by an hour.
Yeah, I remember you said that one time.
So I'll put us at 7:30. I just want to double check so we're not taking too many losses unnecessarily. June 2nd, 6:30 a.m. Let me make sure my time here is correct. Yeah, it's just the FX replay. If I move this an hour over, then I'll mess everything up because now 6:30 is here and this is where red news was at. But then at market close, like market closes at 2 p.m. instead of 3. So it messes everything up. So I just kind of have to keep in my mind that everything closes at, or red news is off by an hour. We'll just continue doing it that way. Okay, wait for a new 20-minute sort of entry. Okay, coming in, wait for this candle to close, and then buy stop over this high. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good, yeah. ATR is 28. Something like that. Get tapped in, probably take a loss here. Nothing new. Okay, take my loss, see if we get one more entry here. What time is this? 10:40. This was too weak. Notice how it's the same size as all the others. So if anything, I'd like to see a little bit more strength out of something like that. Go to the next day. Starting to go sideways on the 4 hour. So 20-minute, look for some sort of new validation. Do have red news though. Wait for red news to play out. And then see if we get an entry. Too late. Go to the next day. Very simple, very straightforward. 4 hour going sideways again. Gonna wait for that hourly money to come in. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute. This is a potential entry. We're a little too low in the range for me to like anything here, because what I'm looking at, or what I assume is gonna happen next, is tap in and immediate chop back down. So let's see what happens. There we go, and you get that chop. And that way I just saved myself another loss. Okay, looks like we're gonna have money coming back in. 4 hour is good. Hourly is good, 20-minute. So I'm gonna wait for sideways and then a build up. There we go. Potential entry over this high. 4 hour, once again, we are sidewaysing quite a bit. It's not too bad. It is a little weak though, because we're still in a ranging market condition. Hourly is looking a lot better. So this could be a risk entry that you decide to take. These, when they go, they run, and they run like very far. Because they're very well lined up with the 4 hour and the hourly. But I'll take it. ATR 7. Go tapped in, take a loss. Cool. And then I'll pretty much be done here. Wait for, hopefully this red news. June 7th. On a Saturday? There's no shot. Oh, this is 2025. That's why. June 7th. There we go. 5:30. Okay, I think we're chilling. Yep, so just let that play through. Nothing to do. And here on this platform, just wanted to make sure I had the right time. Okay, go to the next day. 4 hours started falling off. Cool. Okay, so now I can start kind of following sells here for the short term. Okay, builds back up on the 4 hour. So currently in a no trade zone for me. Just gonna let this play out until our next session. That's the beautiful thing about having your own sessions. So this is our entry. The beautiful thing about having sessions is that there's gonna be a point where you're not touching this at all, right? And you just ignore. Like during this entire time, I just ignored because it wasn't my session. Come my session, which is this candle, 4 in the morning, right? I hope.
Yep.
3, 4 in the morning. Then, like it just keeps you out of a lot. 4 hour is clean-ish, a little weak. Hourly is starting to shape up very nicely. 20-minute shaping up. So these are the giant runners where you pair up the hourly, the 4 hour, every higher time frame to 11 ATR. Probably take a loss here and then hopefully a reset up. There we go. And then 4 hour, still clean. Hourly's very clean. Like look at that strength that came in 20 minutes, very clean. So 5 minute is 11.68. Can make it just slightly bigger. Probably take another loss here, or hopefully it runs. We don't know. Move to break even on that push. Stop break even, and we do end up running. Management is going to be 70% to somewhere around here. 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 If anything, I'd move this just slightly lower. Okay, so I have to replay because it went too fast. Okay, now I got a lot more people messaging me to backtest. I feel bad. Take out 70% here. And then manage the remaining, looking at the time. I'm still at break even with the rest. And take a loss or a break even. Go to the next day. 4 hours looking very nice. Hourly's nice. 20-minute. So now we're just waiting for the 20-minute to line up here. Still too weak. Too weak. And this is a potential entry, but it looks like potential red news. We'll double check it. What day was this? Monday, June 12th. Okay, so that was a valid entry. Four-hour good. Hourly is good. 20-minute. Yep. So 5-minute long over the high. ATR 16. If we push higher than this high, then it'll be a break even. There we go. Move to break even. Probably take a break even on this move. See where we're at right now. I'll move 70% to here, 70% to here-ish, 70% to here. Coming in at 2 p.m., so I'll just close everything. 70% to here. Almost. 70% to here. And then 2 p.m. rolls around, so I'm just going to close it all. What time is it? So one more, and then, yep, close it all. And with one trade, you would have passed an evaluation. There you go. Go to the next day. 4 hour is okay. Hourly is kind of weak, so I'm going to give this market time. There we go. This is red news, though, so we got to wait for it to play out. So this is 20, 40. This looks like it's setting up quite nicely. 4 hour clean. Hourly clean. 20-minute clean. Yep. So 5-minute long over this high. 27 ATR. Something like that. Probably take a loss here. Nothing new. Look for a new entry validation off this push down. I'd like to see a little bit more strength somewhere to around, we'll say like here. This is a potential entry coming in a little late. 4 hour good, hourly good. I'll take it. It is a little bit lower on the range for me, but it's still clean. 18 ATR stop. Something like that. Probably gonna take one final loss here and then call it good. Yep. Done for the day. 2 losses. Cool. Look at the 4 hour. 4 hours starting to baseline a little bit, so I'm gonna wait for the hourly to shape up. Good. 4 hour good, hourly good. So 20-minute. Coming in on red news though. What time is this? Okay, good entry over this high. Let's see if there's red news anytime soon. We got time. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good, 5-minute long right over this high with a 18 ATR stop. Hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. Get tapped in, take a loss, nothing new. 20-minute, gonna wait for a new sort of entry here. Red news, just gonna kind of skip. 4 hours starting to fail down, so I'm gonna give it, yep, there we go. Exactly what we needed to see. No entry here because of the red news, so just gonna let this thing do whatever it wants to. Coming in at 11:20, so still valid time to get entered here. I'm gonna take one loss here and call it good. ATR is 16. Something like that. Took a beautiful loss right here. Yeah, I think this is enough to move to break even for me. We did get tapped out of that move. Let's see how far we go though. Yep, just like a partial maybe. There wasn't another entry. No, not valid. Done for the day. 4 hours okay, hourly's okay. I do want to see a little bit more strength. Red news, let that thing do whatever it wants to. And then hopefully we get a clean setup right about now. Still a little weak. There is a valid entry here. Nope. And we just fall off, done for the day. And notice how quickly we're going through days. Like backtesting, especially when you're only trading certain hours of the session, this will, I mean, you'll be able to backtest so quickly. Still waiting, no trade zone, no trade zone. Okay, this is our session. So on this push down, I think I played a little too fast, but there might still be an entry here. There is red news though. So this could be a potential entry. Red news though. Wait for red news to play out. Waiting for a little bit more strength to get entered on this. And we just fall off. 4 hour. Falling off again. So I'm just following these micro trends all the way down. Once again, more red news. So lots of red news this week. Probably staying out of a lot of this price action. Now 4 hours starting to build up, so no trade zone. Yep. Wait till our session. Okay, no trade zone. Still no trade zone. Coming into our session, so now we can start following sells again. Seems like we might get a very clean setup here. Okay, falls off again, so once again in the no trade zone. And then we'll just wait till our next session. Oh, this was our session, my bad. 4 a.m.
Huh.
Okay, so I kind of skipped through that. We'll see if there was anything there for us, though. There was this entry at 9 in the morning. And then that was it. We'll skip it because I kind of did see it after the fact. I don't really want to cheat. So if anything, I'll just skip to our next session, which is going to be somewhere around here. So if anything, I'm waiting for the hourly to shape up somewhere to around here, and then that's my entry. Okay, and doesn't do that. So we'll go to the next session. Once again, no trade zone. Money, let it accumulate, distribute however it wants to. Just wait for it to show you what it wants to do. Okay, money coming in, back into this. If we want to see what's going on, jump up to the daily, and we can see it was just a fractal reaccumulation to continue higher. So 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute, beautiful entry somewhere, hopefully soon. And it just goes without us. Red news, yep, and back to chop, skipping to the next day. 4 hours still continuing to build up, a little sluggish. Didn't take off right away, but that's okay. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute. Gonna look for a new entry validation. Lots of red news though. Yeah, so let that red news do whatever. And it just kind of goes. The only entry, yeah, that's not, could be valid, but not valid for me. Almost valid. Done for the day. 4 hour, starting to collapse a little bit, so I'm going to wait for the hourly. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute. Wait for the red news to play out. Notice how there's red news every day. Like you're almost just always staying out of this. 11:40, so yeah, too late to enter, but if you did trade after that time, there was a valid entry over that high, which didn't set up. 4 hour just sideways and gonna wait for the hourly to put in some money. There we go. 4 hour good, hourly good. So 20-minute, still nothing. Go to next day. 4 hours starting to collapse. So if anything, jump down to the hourly and see, yep, building back up. So that's very good. 4 hour good, hourly good. So 20-minute, that's your entry. Kind of missed it. Still got plenty of time, so I'll take it. Completely valid. Got my coffee. Do you drink coffee, by the way?
Actually, funny you mentioned that. I like drank it yesterday, and I definitely felt like a difference with like my mental state and like my productivity. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it wears off. Like the more you drink it, the less you feel the effect. But
I'm not gonna drink it every day because when I go to school, like if I drink it before school, I'll have to like go to the bathroom every 10 minutes.
yeah, what kind of coffee?
Just like black coffee, nothing in it, like nothing added in it. It's just like I put the thing into the coffee maker and I just make it the way it is.
Okay, espresso, or do you just like put in the beans and have water run through it like a drip?
And then beans and water run through it. I know I'm weird.
No, that's not weird, bro. That's how most people make it. I have to have my fine kind of coffee though, espresso. Takes out a lot of more flavor from it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm willing to try some other types of coffee one day. I guess I'll just stick to what I usually drink with it now.
Uh-huh. So this right here is a little bit of an interesting entry. I don't see this every day. Let me show you why. Hang on. So the 4 hour is very low in the range. Like it's undercutting MAs just slightly above it, and I don't really like these kinds of entries. The hourly is
Yeah.
very very strong. Like we pushed far and above whatever all this was. 20-minute as well. Like this is very clearly strong. So we're in a very strange kind of condition right now where I'm kind of trying to compare it to this move right here. We're at this point right now. We're just starting to overcut the MAs, pushing up higher from them. And this is like a high risk entry, right? This is one that
Yeah.
I'm just going to skip it. You know, it is what it is.
Hmm.
Gonna wait for a new setup. Done for the day. That would have been a nice like 10 RR though. 4 hour, once again, entering chop. This is our session though, so good for sells. Nothing sets up. Lots of red news, so just gonna probably skip the entire day here. Yep. Go to the next day. Still kind of bearish, so if anything, wait for red news to play out. Potential entry here, hopefully, and falls back up. So now we're chopping again on the 4 hour. Gonna wait for a session. Okay, now looking at bearish. So if anything, a nice setup here would be cool. And falls back up. So now we're chopping again. Gonna go to our next session. Nothing to do here, nothing to do. Go to our next session. There we go. Setting up very cleanly. If we look at the daily or the 8 hour, this is our continuation higher to push into this target up here. So we'll leave that line there just for reference. But 4 hour is looking very bullish. Hourly is very weak. I could see that hourly collapsing and then building back up, just given how we're riding the MAs. 4 hour good, hourly good. So if anything, on the 20-minute, we do have red news though. So what time is this? We have an hour. Yeah. So you have this entry. If it'll let me draw it. Here, I'm going to make this line just a little bit thicker because it is not very visible. There we go. So you have this entry, and that's about it. Okay. And it looks like a break even. We'll see how it plays out. I think it'll end up being a break even, but still potential there. Let's go look at the 4 hour and why I took it. 4 hour super strong, pushing away from MAs. We have a target up ahead. Hourly, very strong, pushing off the MAs as well. That's what I like to see. And 20-minute, super strong candle, stronger than all the ones before it. So pushing out of the range. So 5-minute. ATR looks about like 6.8. Something like that. Get tapped in. Waiting for a push down and then break of this high to break even. Oh no, we actually survived that. Oh fuck, it tapped me out. Okay, that's not very fair.
Huh. Yeah, that's like aggravated.
Sometimes they'll do that. And I still trade an hour before red news. An hour to 40 minutes is my max that I'll do. So red news will sometimes work in your favor, and fuck, tap me out again. So yeah, this is one of the very, very rare instances where If you get yourself positioned right, and if you're at enough profit, so once we hit red news here, I'll highlight it so we can see how much profit we're in, and see if we would have stayed in. So at this point, break even right before red news. So as red news is playing out, I immediately break even. That's generally my rule of thumb. I'll move to 70% here, just given how big of a move it was, and we're up 12R or something. And we're probably going to get tapped out here. So I'll play it slow, take off 70%. And the rest is at break even. So I'll leave the rest there. And then we'll move up to a higher time frame to see what's actually going on here. Move the trailing remaining 30% to somewhere around here. I'd feel comfortable. Then I can tighten it up just a little bit. Somewhere to around here. Move this way up because something tells me this is going to go parabolic. Move it to somewhere around here. Given that we've moved so far, I'm okay getting stopped out right away. Because that's already an extra 30% of 21RR. It's about an extra 7R out of the move. So, we'll see if there's a new re-entry here. And we'll just kind of collapse. So go to the next day. Nothing's going to build up. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute. Oh, and look at what we just hit on our daily.
Oh, the target.
Yeah, there you go. So it's like, I'm looking at all these different time frames, creating a narrative behind it, and then getting involved. Like here, I was getting involved for longs. Short term, here I was getting involved for shorts. Here, now I'm back in for longs. So it's like I can pull money out of any direction, you know, of an edge. So let me delete this.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like me back in the day got so like stuck in the idea that all time frames need to line up, that it has to be perfect. And that's really far from the truth. I believe this could be red news. We'll double check it because we are off by an hour. Yeah, that looks like red news to me. But an hour later, we do have a nice setup. So 4 hour clean, hourly clean, 20-minute clean, anticipatory entry, but still valid. So ATR is 18-ish. So yeah, this looks all right. Probably take a loss or break even on this one. Yep, quick loss. Look for another sort of entry. There we go. We are getting one more entry here. 4 hour is good, hourly is good, 20-minute is good. So ATR is 17.27. Something like that. Probably take one final loss here and then call it good. There we go. Move to break even on that big strong push. Probably take a break even on this. Wait till 2 p.m. Okay. We are getting a good amount of push from this, but not enough to manage anything. There we go. So maybe 70% to here. 70% to here. And then if anything, I'll just close it all here pretty soon. 70% to here-ish. Dude, we've been getting some good trades, not gonna lie. Very, very
Yeah,
good.
compared to the other back tests we had previously.
So at this point, I'm just
lot
gonna
better.
move my entire break even to here. There we go. Because it was market close anyway. So I'll do stuff like that. 4 hour good. Oh, 4 hour good. Hourly very weak. So waiting for 20-minute strength. Got red news though. Anticipatory validation. We'll see if it becomes valid at all. Nope. Fell back down. Red news, so I can enter on this. Nice little mover off of that. What time is this? Okay, it's been an hour. This is a potential entry. A little weak. So 20, let's see what that would have played out. So I want to be very honest, and I want to say that I maybe I would have taken that. So if anything, I'll set up a random order here and then take a loss just to throw it in there. Throw it in the books. I like to introduce that variability into my data of, oh, maybe I randomly took a loss somewhere because whatever, you know, the internet went out, whatever it could have been. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute. So here the 4 hour has plenty of strength pushing into it. The hourly, however, we're a little low in the range. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest kind of fan of this price action, especially given how loosey goosey this entire range is. Like we barely
Mhm.
pushed up into it, fell back down. So 4 hours clean, hourly's okay. 20 minutes also okay. Yeah, it's not my favorite. We're just very low in this range. I'll take it. Take a nice little loss here. It's one of those risk entries that if it goes super far. ATR is about 10. Take a loss here. I'm okay with that. Move to break even on that strong push up right under these lows. Probably take a break even. What the fuck? All right. All right. Bro, this market, it's been clean.
Yeah, it's been
I'm interested
incredible.
in seeing gold during this year. Um, okay. So we moved to break even. Probably going to manage 70% to one of these lows. Okay. Take off 70%. Played it a little quick. So I'll just play it on a lower. So 1 minute. Played it a little quick again. Okay, that's close enough. Take our 70% and then break even the rest, I believe. Yep. Look for a new reentry here. Not valid. Anticipatory validation. We'll see how the next candle opens up. Yep, that's valid. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute. Yeah, I could see this falling back down. So if anything, ATR is 13, something like that. So I'll actually move my entry a little bit higher than usual because I'm kind of anticipating that it'll wick me in and then stop me out right away. So if I can prevent that, waiting for a break even, take a loss. Okay. 20-minute. Okay, I don't think I've taken another loss today, so I'll take one more entry here and then call it good. A thing I tested a while ago. We have 5 minutes left, so a
Okay.
thing I tested a while ago was not taking any other entries after I take a loss on an asset. So for example, back here I took a loss, and like after taking a loss, I would have just stopped looking at the market. However, when you step up to the 20, a lot of times you'll see markets. So I can go to another entry here. A lot of times you'll see markets where you get a valid entry. I want to go to a cleaner market condition, and then it'll stop you out, and the very next entry is the one that runs. So like this is a good example. Potential entry here, stopped out, another entry here. Like this is a bad example because it was probably red news, but another entry here and it goes.
Yeah.
And it happened to me so often. Like here, this is a perfect example. Entry here, stopped out right away, coming back in for an entry here and or entry here. And that's why I said, okay, I'll increase my odds by just saying two max loss, right? Because if I take another entry here and it loses, then I'm good. But this right here just probably paid for the loss plus, some extra. So I'm okay doing something like that. Here I took a loss here, about to take a secondary loss here in the prospect that it will continue going. So 4 hour clean, hourly clean, 20-minute. 20-minute is a little low in the range, kind of weak of a candle, but it's not too bad. So take one more loss here. There you go. And then I'm done. Now we'll see if there's another setup. There you go. Another setup. Now it's too late to take it, but there you go. And so if my rules would have been 3 losses in a row, then cool, I would have stayed in and gotten that low runner. Gonna wait for hourly news to play out. I want to see something like this off the red news, but we'll see. There we go. So we got that awesome push. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. Yep. So this is way after red news. I want to look at this entry right here. This looks like something okay. 4 hour good, hourly good. And notice how I don't care about the distance anymore. I don't care about overextension or whatever people talk about. Because if the market's trending, a lot of people will look at a value called the RSI, right? Relative strength.
Yeah.
And in a trending market, the RSI is not applicable because, when you continue moving and moving in a direction, it's always going to say overbought, 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 and people are selling the hell out of it. While the
That is
people
true.
behind the trending move are actually just buying up all the sells they're placing. So get tapped in, probably take one loss here. Survive that, move to break even immediately off this candle's push where we broke this high. Probably take a break even. Still at break even. Still at break even. Now consider managing something somewhere. Not quite. I'm going to give it a little bit more room. Manage 70% to here. Coming in at 2 p.m. So I'm going to manage 70% to somewhere around here. And closing the entire position. I'd consider, what time is it? 50? Yeah, so I'd just close the entire position at this low. If I can get my stop loss. Probably somewhere around there. There we go. Go to the next day. We got 2 minutes left. 4 hour good, hourly good. So 20 minute. I'm going to wait for a nice build up. Potential entry over this high. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20 minute. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. ATR 6.07. Something like that. Probably take a loss here. Still valid if we get a very strong candle. Still valid. Very strong candle. I want to see something like that. Push up. Almost a break even. Honestly, if we close somewhere above these highs, I'll break even. Okay. That does not look good. I just want to make sure I'm not trading during red news. Cool. This is 2023, right? Okay.
Wait, is it July?
No, I think it's June. Right? Oh, shoot, you're right. You're catching all my mistakes, bro. Thank you.
No problem.
5:30 red news. So I think we should be good. Yeah. So I don't know what the hell that was. Definitely looks like something red news related, but we'll let it slide because that'll happen in the live market too. Things like that
Might have been market open.
could have, like New
Well,
York.
like stock market open.
Yeah. So 4 hours starting to fail. Go to our session, which is now. Start looking for sells, immediate scalps. Oh, there you go. Cool entry over that high. We look at the 4 hour, clean, hourly, clean. Yeah, 20 minute, clean. So a couple things you can do here because the call's about to cut out. Oh, and it cut out right now. So we'll continue this here in a second. Let me pause. Alrighty, guys, we are back here to continue our amazing data collection. If we want to go see the progress real quick, I think we left off here. But yeah, we've been making okay improvement. Win rate has significantly dropped though. Generally, I'd like to see this around 50 to 60. So just a worse market condition, but our runners do run a lot further. Average run is around 3.5% versus 0.8% loss. So we have a very good profitability factor, which is great. We're up 105% on the year on one asset, so pretty reasonable. Generally, I'd like to see this around 200% up by now, but it's still very good. Like 100% on an asset. You're trading a 300K account. You just made 300K in half a year. So still very good. Cool. So we'll continue here. I think we were, left looking at some trade or something deal. Yeah, 4 hour good, hourly good. Yeah, we're looking at this entry here over these highs. So I think it's okay. Taking a sell somewhere around here. ATR is 18. Something like that. Hopefully I don't get wicked out. Here, and actually let me fix my chair here. Okay. So, and nothing happens. See if it's still valid. Technically it's still valid, so we'll give it a couple more candles. Get tapped in. Hopefully move to break even now. Yep. So on that strong bullish push up. We're at break even. Still at break even. Probably take a break even. I'm okay with that. Okay, and we don't. Bro, what is it with this? Win after win. No kidding. Still
I
at
have
break
noticed
even.
that.
Yeah, this has been a good. So 50% or 70% partial here. Damn, this market's been very nice to us. Generally, I expect loss after loss, but now it's like I'll take a loss and then it just goes. Okay, so if anything, I'll take a 70% partial here. I was supposed to update it to this though, so that's reasonable. And then on the 20, I'll move my partial up to just about here. I expect for me to get tapped out because of market close, so cool. Coming in on the 4 hour, still pushing down bearish. So if anything, I want to see that hourly somewhere around here. There we go. So looking at the 4 hour, 4 hour is still sustaining that bearishness. 4 hour good. Hourly is okay. So, ooh, this is a tricky one. This is a very tricky one. Because the hourly is low in the range. Hang on, yep. So we're quite low in the range. And the 20-minute is very clean. So first of all, July 21st, I want to make sure there's no red news. 23, what was it, July 21st?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no red news that day. So this is like the only valid entry I see here. 4 hour good. Hourly is a little low in the range, man.
Oh yeah, I see that.
So I'll risk it. Why not? We have more than enough capital to kind of take a little bit more risk with. ATR is about 36, so we got plenty of space to play around with. I'm kind of expecting a very quick loss off of this. Yep. Never mind. Break even. Probably a break even. Yep. So now we should get a new setup here. A little weak, so I'm going to give it another candle. A little weak. I mean, just given the size of this, it's 19.5 versus the body. It's probably going to be somewhere around 19. Yeah, they're about the same. So if you want to take this, it's too late to take it anyway. So kind of just waiting for the hourly to shape up in this direction. Otherwise, yep, there we go. So red news kind of helps with that. 4 hours still good for sells, hourly good for sells. 20-minute. Okay, so this is a reasonable entry around here. 4 hour is good. Hourly is good. 20-minute is good. Yeah. Even though it looks very choppy and all that, I love the strength that came into it. Okay. So ATR is 24. Something like that. We're probably going to take a beautiful loss here, per usual. But, yep, and just falls off. Look for a new reentry off the 20. New validation. Yep, and nothing to do. 4 hour is in a new trade zone, so I'm not touching this. Money's starting to come in, so if we push somewhere to around here and close, then I'd be willing. There is a valid entry over this high, but given the 4 hour, we're just a little too low in the range. It's a little too early for me because this could easily snap right back down. Something like that. And there you go. So let me go look at now what the 4 hours doing. Still in a questionable range because this could easily snap right back down. So yeah, I'm staying out of this. Oh, this is still 11 though, so we're still good for trades. Looking at the 4 hour now, we've completely switched. Money came into the right hand side of price, so now we're good to continue or to look for orders. Only entries I see, this one was a little too low in the range, I believe. And this other one, I want to see what it looked like with this candle right here. This one right here. Yep, so anticipatory validation. We'll wait for the next candle to open. And there you go. That's a valid entry right over these highs. Yeah, 4 hours shaping up very nicely. How really good. 20-minute. A little extended, but still good. And then ATR is around 11. So 12. I want to give it a little bit of buffer room there. Because I'm kind of expecting this to be a stop out. Yep. It's 20-minute. I think that was it for the day. So I'll just call it a day. Okay, 4 hour back into chop, not touching. Waiting till our session. Okay, back to our session. So on the 20-minute, wait for any sort of entry validation here. What time? Too close to news right here. But after news, this is a potential entry right here. Oh yeah, the 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute, a little bit weak on the 20. I don't know if you see that, but it's just too low, too similar to this candle. Now I am gonna set up a entry here because it is valid. However, I just don't like it that much. See if we catch anything, and immediate loss. Another valid entry. Our news. I want to double check the time on news on July 27th because it seems like it's continuing. 5:30, right? So all 5:30 news. So that puts us at 6:30. Okay, we'll just take our loss and call it good. But yeah, this is definitely red news. Coming in at 10:20. Looking at this 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute is okay, assuming we close there. So I'll take one more loss here at 17. I'm okay taking this loss. Okay, nothing happens. 20-minute, we might get one more re-entry here. And just falls off. Good. 4 hour. Nothing to do quite yet. I'd give it another bit. There we go. So as this 4 hours pushing up, I'm keeping an eye on the 20 or on the hourly. So red news coming up here. Red news. This is probably still the red news because it's an hour after. Otherwise, if you're good, you would have taken that entry. Oh, Tom. Yeah, so that's just about an hour after. So if anything, entry here, entry there, and that's it for now. So this makes me question, like, I want to figure out the news thing here. Because, yeah, this is kind of bothering me how news is always off.
What's it off by an hour, you said?
Yeah. Which doesn't really make sense. Like, if you look at here, red news says it's here, but it's not until an hour later, right here, that it actually hits in. And this always
Could it
happens.
be possibly because of daylight savings? I have no idea.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's like the only thing that can make sense to me on why it's like that. It's like stuck on when the clocks are forward an hour instead of
Yeah,
behind.
that's what it is. It's just super annoying because then I can't, like, this should have been an entry I took because now that's 2 hours away from red news. And then this should have been a trade I took. But it was red news at the time. So it's like I'm skipping out on so many good entries because I don't actually know when red news is. I don't know if it's an hour before or an hour after. So, like, even here, we go to this event. Red news wasn't until an hour later, which is on this giant push up and crash back down. We go here. These two actually seem like they're in line with red news, so that's good. But then, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. technically, if red news was at this time, then I shouldn't have taken this entry, right? Because that's
Yeah.
only an hour and 20. Oh, no, it's still valid. This entry is still valid. This one, however, if news was at this time, is also valid. So it's like, it doesn't even make sense. But if news is pushed an hour back, then that's not a valid entry. So I think the only one that's valid, assuming red news was at this time, 7:20, 7:30, is this one. Because this is at 5. So we'll go look at this one. Like I said, I'm trying to be super honest here, and like looking at it, it doesn't even make sense half the time. Look at this 4 hour. 4 hour could use a little more strength. So either way, I'm going to end up skipping it. Okay. But then like valid entry here, question mark. But it does look like red news, so I don't know. Kind of fed up with that. So done for the day. 4 hour, building up nicely, hourly good, 20-minute good. So now I'm just waiting for a 20-minute entry. Wait for a crash. One more. Nope. Red news, it looks like. Waiting for a stabilization and then a candle something like this. And then I'll take that. And it looks like we just fell off. So nothing to do that day. 4 hours starting to fall off, so I'm going to give it time. No trade zone. Wait till our session, which is now. Start looking for sells. Some sort of entry in here. And just falls off. Red news again. Notice it's off by an hour. So that will put us at 7. And then red news hits. So it's like, it's annoying as fuck. That's what it is. Okay, so it just kind of goes without us. Okay, looking, nope, too late. 4 hours still clean, hourly still good. So 20-minute looking for long here. We still have plenty of time before red news. So yeah, this is the first valid entry in a while. ATR is 15. Probably take a beautiful loss here. Bro, if this is red news, I'm going to lose my shit. April 3rd or August 3rd. Yeah, this is kind of dumb. 5:30, 6:45, and 7. What time was this? Yep. Oh, man. This is going to drive me up a wall. Can you hear the music in the background, by the way?
No, I actually don't hear anything.
Okay, I got some chill beats playing back here. Give me just one quick second because I got to change it.
Okay.
Hang on. Okay. Cool. Yeah, 4 hour sells are still pushing through hourly 20. So wait for the red news to play out. Look for a new reentry and nothing to do. Not touching this market, period. 4 hour good. Hourly is very weak. 20 minutes very weak. There we go. Money starts coming in on August 7th. I just want to double check there's no red news. No red news. Beautiful. So, yeah, if we look at the 4 hour, it's looking all right. Not super strong. Hourly is looking a lot stronger. 20 minutes looking very strong. Yeah. So if you want to take an entry somewhere around here, ATR is 11, 11.8. Get tapped in, get tapped out. Beautiful. Look for a new reentry. I'm kind of just done with this shit. This price action is actually god awful. So once again, no trade zone, no trade zone. Is this our session? So on this move, that's our session.
Would you say the no trade zones like when prices like just going sideways
Yeah.
at like all EMAs and there's no trend in EMAs.
So at this point, when we push above this range, it's like, what are we doing? What's the purpose of
Yeah,
that?
I see that.
And then it's just sideways for a while. Same thing here. Why did we push back into it and then fail back down? No trade zone. Simple. Like the moment we start pushing back into it and don't show any sort of strength in this direction, I'm not looking at it. Because then there's indecision. Then you're just going to get chopped up. Then the moment we push up, this is where I started looking for longs. Nothing happened. Looking for longs. I think I took one winner or something. Started looking for sells. And then I just called this in a trade zone in general. Because like I don't really want to. Same here. I don't really like to see whatever the hell this is. So if anything, I wait for the hourly and 20-minute to shape up. Potential entry here. However, we step up to the 4-hour. Very weak. We're still in that no trade zone. So if anything, I'm going to wait for more sideways of the 20. There we go. We get a potential entry there. 4-hour. Look at what it's doing now. Beautiful. 4-hour good.
Right.
Hourly, very strong. 20-minute, very strong. And we have an entry. ATR is about 12. Take a loss. Move to break even. Probably take a break even here. Still at break even. Cool. Wait for a new entry validation. I don't know what these candles are, bro. Only entry is this one, and yeah, that's it. So probably a loss on this one too. It looks very wicky. I'm okay with a loss here. Yeah, look at the 4-hour. Good. Hourly. Good. 20-minute. Good. And ATR is 27. Something like that. Take a loss. And that's it. I think I've taken 2 losses today, right?
Might have been only one.
I don't remember. Cool. So 4-hour, once again, chop, 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 all the way through. I'm done. I'm not looking at this market until our next session, which of course had to be on this candle. So we're moving in a very weird step pattern. So potential entry here. I want to look at the 4-hour. Yes, 4 hours starting to fall off again. Kind of like back here. Hopefully we continue that push down. And then the only valid entry is this one. So I'll take another loss right here. Waiting to push above this and then break even. Cool. Awesome little break even there. Take a break even. Not enough for me to manage quite yet. 70% to here. I could manage a little bit stricter, 70% to there. Just barely survive. Still a 70% there. Cool. Take off 70%. And then I'm going to manage with the hires. Can I manage the remaining 20, 30% to here? And hopefully I survive. I don't. Go to the next day. 4-hour, once again, very weak. I don't like this kind of price action. So wait for the hourly to shape up. Okay. Now we're getting some, if we step up to the daily, because I'm a little confused on what's going on now. This is what's going on. Just part of the move. Now my next target is going to be likely this one. A little longer term, because the 4-hour could still, you know, do whatever it wants to, like that. Looking at our next session, which is right about now. Very, very wicky. The only entry I see I want to go back and look at this one. I feel weird about this entry right here. So I want to go look at it a little bit closer, looking at the 4 hour. Still good. So on the 4 hour, it's actually very strong. Hourly, very good. Yeah, this isn't a bad entry. I like it. 32. Something like that. Don't recall if I got a break even on this one or not. Still valid. Probably on this move to break even. There you go. So I should have moved to break even on this break. Was a little slow to that. We'll throw in a random loss in there. Why not? Good for the soul. 4 hour good, hourly good. So 20-minute waiting for some strength. Got red news, so not really. Just gonna let it do whatever it wants to. Wait for more red news. So red news has played out here, so valid entry right over this high. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute is good. So potentially a 5-minute sell here. Probably a loss here. Nothing new. What time is it? It's still 10. Nope. Too weak. Didn't set up. Oh, and we're at 2. I was considering this one, but it was way too weak in comparison to the size of this one. They're just about the same size. This one's even bigger. Four hour failing back down, so just gonna let it do whatever it needs to. I'd rather just stay out. Okay. Now this market is worth considering. Red news, so let that. Nope, it's 12. Yeah, this is an interesting market. Okay, so still valid, hourly good. So 20-minute, look for a long here. Potential red news though. I want to look at, what time is it? 7:20 on August 17th. Red news at 5:30. This candle right here interests me a lot because this one's too weak to enter at the high of it. But I don't think this was a valid entry regardless. So I love going back and looking at candles specifically, even if I'm not going to take them. So 4 hour good. Yeah, I wouldn't take this, but some other person might. Okay, 11:20, still valid. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. So you could consider a sell right here. 14 point something ATR. Get tapped in, get tapped out. Actually move to break even on that push. Take a break even. Uh, 70% somewhere around here. 70% to somewhere around here. 70% to there. Okay, well, I was a little slow to that, so I'll move it a little further down. Okay, now take off my 70%. What time is it? Okay, so it's market close, so close the entire position there. Go off to 4 hour, hourly, 20. Hey, call's about to cut out, by the way, I just realized. So this is where we left off at. I'll send you another link here in a minute. But yeah, it's not bad at all. Still doing okay. So up 125%. Alrighty, guys. So I don't know if I should wrap it up. How long we've been recording for? An hour? Yeah, I think I'll wrap this recording here up just to keep them shorter for you guys. But yeah, we're gonna do one more video here, and then we'll finish off these last 4 months. That should be about an hour's worth. And yeah, I think we've been doing pretty okay. Hasn't been too bad. So I'll be a lot more meticulous because you can see we did undergo a good amount of drawdown here, and this was due to this chop. Let me go to it. This is an amazing exercise, by the way. To look at your equity curve, go back to it. On the 4-hour, this chop was kind of what caused it. You know, we look at August 2nd through August 15th. Or let me open up a new window here. Because this is actually a really good exercise to do. Okay, I said August 2nd to August 15th. This is yep, so that's a little bit of drawdown right here. So if we zoom in on this general area, drawdown began approximately 721. Yeah. So from here to where do we start to pick up again? Our equity curve picked up again somewhere around here. So August 11th. Yep, so somewhere around here to here. So yeah, that kind of goes to show. In a lot of my other recordings, I talk about this kind of price action. Here, let me flip it. Where we're just writing that MAs, not a lot of action, and you can see not profitable during these areas. The moment we hit a trending market condition, we're super profitable before. Look at how clean price was moving, and then we enter the chop. The chop I don't like to see. So I try to stay away a little bit more from this price action. Notice that by the end of it, I just kind of skipped through most of it because I wanted to see us enter a trending market condition like this. So very important. One of the more recent tests I'm going to be putting out, I'm going to trade a market in which I only trade this market condition. I don't try to counter trade. I don't try to do any of that. I only trade this. Right? And we'll see, because then that would mean I'm simply staying out of all this. Like right here, I can still pull out an extra, I think it was like 5 at most RR out of trading, market conditions like these. But in the shorter term, you are going to have to sacrifice some of your winnings to make profit out of a market condition like this. So if you're just getting started, stick to something like this. I think that's your best call. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll get this posted.